The first thing they told us before we boarded the shuttle was simple. Don't think too loud. I laughed when I heard it. I thought it was a joke. But after meeting her, I realized it wasn't. My name's Eli Vance, one of 100 humans selected for the first interspecies exchange program at the Celestra Institute, a vast, ring-shaped academy orbiting the twin stars of the Vega system. It was where humans, for the first time, would study alongside alien races from across the Accord. Most of us had trained for years, diplomats, linguists, scientists, but I was just a linguistics student from Earth, chosen because of my uncanny ability to pick up alien syntax quickly. I'd thought this would be about language. Turns out, I had a lot more to learn about communication. The first day, I walked into a lecture hall filled with beings that defied every biology textbook. Transparent, crystalline forms from the luminids. Floating spheres of bioplasma from the Quinaar. And in the second row, her. She looked almost human. Tall, slender, with bronze skin that shimmered faintly beneath the light. Her eyes, silver, like liquid mercury, tracked every movement in the room. Her name, as I learned later, was Asherin, though everyone just called her Asha. I sat next to her because she seemed familiar, human enough to make conversation easier. Big mistake. When I glanced at her, I couldn't help but notice how her hair reflected the light, each strand glowing faintly as if alive. My mind betrayed me before my manners caught up.
Wow.
She's stunning. Asha turned her head slowly. Her silver eyes met mine. And then in perfect English, she said, "Thank you." I froze. What? She tilted her head. For the compliment. My stomach dropped. Wait. How did you? She smiled. You humans think very loud. Middle, the mind between minds. Over the next few weeks, Asha and I became study partners, mostly because I couldn't stop embarrassing myself. Every stray thought, every observation, every what if, she heard it all. She never mocked me. She just laughed softly and said things like, "You have a curious mind, Eli."
Or,
"Your thoughts are honest." I like that. Turns out, Asha belonged to the Trilin, a telepathic species who communicated primarily through thought resonance. For them, words were clumsy, inefficient, but they were trying to learn spoken languages to better communicate with humans. So, naturally, pairing her with a linguist like me made sense. Except every time we sat together, I had to wrestle my own brain into silence. Stop thinking about how close she's sitting, I'd tell myself. And she'd chuckle and whisper, "You're doing it again." At first, it was mortifying, but then it became something else. Comfortable even. Our connection deepened beyond words. We could sense each other's feelings even when we tried to hide them. She'd glance at me when I was anxious, smile when I was proud, and once, during a simulation gone wrong, she reached into my mind and calmed my heartbeat. After that, I couldn't pretend she was just another alien student. And yet, there was something in her eyes, something heavy. Asha would sometimes go quiet, distant, as if listening to a voice I couldn't hear. When I asked what was wrong, she said, "You wouldn't want to know what it's like to hear too much." The incident, the mind scream. It happened during the annual convergence test, where mixed species teams simulated crises to test their cooperation under pressure. Our team's scenario, a failing orbital reactor. Our task, stabilize it before the simulation's countdown hit 0. Simple enough, until something went horribly wrong. The simulation's neural interface, a device linking teammates' minds for faster coordination, malfunctioned. For most of us, it was disorienting. For Asha, it was catastrophic. She screamed, not out loud, but in our minds. A raw, piercing burst of emotion that nearly knocked me unconscious. The telepathic link had amplified her sensitivity tenfold. She clutched her head, eyes glowing, and collapsed. The others panicked. I barely managed to disconnect the neural bridge before her brain fried itself from overload. She fell into my arms, trembling. "Too loud, too many voices," she gasped. I held her tight. "You're safe. It's over." But she shook her head weakly. "No, it's never quiet, Eli. Not for me." When the medics arrived, they took her away to the isolation wing. For 2 days, she didn't speak, not even to me. The secret, the thought that broke the silence. When she finally asked to see me, her tone was different. "Eli," she said, "do you know why I came to this program?" "I figured it was to study human language," I said. She smiled sadly. "That's what I told the council. But the truth is, I came to understand how to be alone." I frowned. "Alone? For Treelin, silence is death," she said. "We are born in constant thought sharing. But I was born different. I hear more than I should. Even thoughts shielded by distance, fear, or pain. The noise never stops. Until you." My breath caught. "Me? When I listen to you," she whispered, "the noise fades. Your thoughts, they're not just words. They have rhythm, emotion,
Honesty."
Her eyes shimmered. "You're the first mind that doesn't hurt to hear."
I didn't know what to say.
For once, she was the one doing the talking, and I was the one whose thoughts screamed inside. I wanted to tell her that I felt the same, that when she smiled, my world quieted too. But I didn't. I just thought it. And she heard. Her lips parted slightly, and her voice trembled as she said aloud, "You love me?" It wasn't a question. It was a revelation. I froze, every defense gone. I didn't mean to." "Yes, you did." And then she kissed me, not physically, but mentally. My thoughts and hers intertwined, spiraling in warmth and light. For the first time, I understood what true connection felt like. Two souls without barriers, two minds without masks. The storm, when the universe listened.
The peace didn't last.
A few days later, the Academy received word of a psychic rupture spreading from the outer colonies. Millions of minds screaming in unison, a catastrophic event known as a mind storm. The Treelin Council demanded Asha's return. They claimed her unique telepathic range could stabilize the storm before it consumed entire systems. But the cost would be her mind. "They'll burn you out," I said when I found her in the hangar bay, preparing to leave. She looked up, calm as ever. "If I don't go, billions will die." "Then let someone else do it." She shook her head. "No one else can." "Asha, you don't owe them this." Her voice softened. "It's not about owing. It's about feeling them. All those terrified voices. I can't ignore them." She hesitated, then touched my cheek. "You taught me what silence feels like, Eli. I want others to feel that peace too." My chest tightened. "Then I'm going with you." "You
Try
can't."
to stop me.
Her lips curved into a small, sad smile. "You humans, always trying to save the universe with your hearts." The connection, mind to mind. We reached the source, a dying colony caught in a psychic wave. Asha stood at the center of the chaos, her body trembling as waves of thought battered her. I linked our neural bands manually, ignoring the pain.
"Eli, no," she cried.
"You'll burn out too." "Then we burn together," I said. "You're not facing this alone." She tried to push me away, but our minds were already merging. The torrent of alien emotions, panic, and agony threatened to crush me. But through it all, I heard her voice, clear and steady. "Follow my rhythm, Eli. Listen to me." Her thoughts became my anchor. Together, we wove a field of calm through the storm, waves of empathy spreading outward like ripples in a cosmic ocean. One by one, the screams faded. When silence finally returned, we collapsed, still linked. I could feel her heartbeat through the connection. Faint, but there. She whispered weakly, "You're inside my mind." "Always have been," I said. And then everything went dark, ending the thought that stayed. I woke up days later in the academy infirmary. My neural link was fried. My head felt like a collapsing sun. But Asha wasn't there. The doctors said she'd stabilized the entire sector, that the mind storm had ceased completely. But she'd vanished during the final surge. No trace. For weeks, I couldn't feel her. The silence was deafening. Then one night, as I sat by the observation window, I thought about her. Just a single thought. I wish you were here. And then, in the quiet of my mind, I heard her voice again. I never left. I froze, my heart pounding. "Asha." "Not exactly. What you hear is what remains of me, a thought I left behind, tied to yours." Tears blurred my vision. "You're part of me?" "Always. Every time you think of me, I'll answer." And then, faintly, she added with a hint of laughter in her tone, "So, maybe try not to think too loud this time." I laughed through the tears. No promises. The stars outside the window flickered, for just a moment, in a rhythm that felt like her heartbeat. And I realized she was gone from the world, but not from me. Because sometimes love isn't about being together. Sometimes it's about the one voice in your head that never really fades.